Yeah.
Change, makes us so unhappy, but we've got to change to be happy. 'Cause we cling, we want to say yes, but we keep saying no. Here's a thing, we hold on tight when we ought to let go.
Change
Makes us so unhappy, but we've got to change to be happy. We could be everything, conscious and free. It has a nice ring. Here's a thing, we're having a party. Hey Mitch, what should we bring? But I mean, is it a party? Is it a party or is it sort of a meeting? Is it a vaccination line? I mean, is it just waiting in line together on Zoom for the vaccinations to now be viral? Had to change to be happy. Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. Mitch, I guess we missed the beginning, you know? Hey, Em. Joseph, you know what? It's a miracle we're even all here together on Zoom. Welcome to
Zoom, baby.
Zoom, baby. It's working. You know what? We don't know what happened. Okay, but it doesn't matter because we changed it. Sometimes change does make us happier because, but generally the sound. Anyway, here we are. Here we are, and here we are, and there we go. And what is it? I'm Beth, and this is the last show that we will be doing in the first year of our Zoom shows. Oh my God. Today is an incredible day. It's a big day. It's not only daylight savings time, it's the day that my car clock will now be wrong for 6 months. So I'm just preparing for that. I could change that. And it could be right. But sometimes I like to just remind myself every time I get in the car that time isn't real. And but it's good to be on time anyway. I read a thing today that people were talking about time, and it was like, you know, there's this idea that time is actually space, and you can measure time, and time each second is 18.6 miles. I read that today. It's so specific. 18.6 miles. That's it. Anyway, it's gonna be a great show. We're gonna travel many miles together, however many seconds. Some one of you do the math, and text us later in the week. We opened up the chat room during the opening, you know, the pre-show music, because I realized one of the things that I really missed about the live experience was people in the audience getting to say hi to each other and meet each other. And I know some of you have met because of the show, and I love that so much. I love that community part. And so we opened up the chat room. I also invite you, if you'd like to put your, I don't know, put your Instagram thing or your Twitter handle, or I don't know, I mean, put some contact on your thing. And, you know, we're not gonna keep the chat room open all during the show, because one thing I don't miss from live performing is people talking during the show. So there you go. We have just an incredibly exciting lineup for you tonight. Isaac Mizrahi is here, Julia Sweeney, Alec, Mapa, Alex Edelman, Lauren Weedman is here, Greg Behrendt is here. I think Jamie Bridgers will be joining us, but it is not 100% clear because it was Grammy night, and as you know, Phoebe was nominated for 4 Grammys, and Jamie was there and interviewed on E, and it was all very exciting. However, she didn't win, But of course she won because she's Phoebe. So anyway, it's all happened, and I'm sure Jamie has some report, and I think she'll be with us. If not at the show, at the after show, but no guarantees, because maybe there's just a lot of champagne. It might be like that. Now, Em, what would be great is if you could turn off the chat.
I am doing that right
because
now for you.
I'm seeing things, and I'm not that focused. I'm seeing a lot of chats, and I want to read it. Anyway, it's great to
It's
see.
off now.
Okay, it's great to see that you people are chatting with each other, folks. You folks, FOLX, folks, you folks, and womenix and folks. Everything will be spelled with an X from now on. That is one thing we learned from the pandemic. X is necessary. That's because everything is unknown. That's why we have X's in words now. Because, you know how you used to have to solve it in algebra, X equals and a question mark? We don't know. I feel we've entered this super strange phase of what's happening, because it was like there was a certain certainty to quarantine and lockdown, and it was very. I feel like I was super keep my head down and work, like no, just writing, doing the uncab writing. I'm very like very clear. And now everything's opening and it's flooding, and what will it be? And did you get a vaccine? And if you did get a vaccine, how did you get your vaccine? And was that okay? And what is your method? And did you go, are you a late day vacciner? Or did you say you were an agricultural worker? Was that really all right to do? I don't think so. Or did you go with someone? Or what's your story? Well, how did you get it? And is it okay? And how do we know? And there's just so many questions. And this is a time to really love the question. I mean, if I have just reminded myself 10 times every day, hour, minute, second, every second, which again, I will remind you is 18.6 miles, every second, to just love the unknown in the question. And there's tools. I talked last week about trying to get back to my yoga practice and realizing what my level was. I'm not a beginner. I was advanced, and currently I am rusty advanced. And we will have those t-shirts for you next week. I did a private with my actual teacher, not with it. I've been doing yoga with Adrienne, just like 6 million Americans. She's coming to us from Austin. She's super down home and real nice. And she's the crossover country artist that you so love. Mitch, who would that be? The crossover country artist.
What are you talking about?
Who's the crossover country artist?
Carrie Underwood.
Thank you, Carrie Underwood. She's the Carrie Underwood of yoga. Mitch is like, I'm trying to follow you, honey. I think you're trying to follow along. Yeah, yoga with Adrienne is like
Stony
is like doing yoga with Carrie Underwood. She's a little bit like that. She's friendly, but anyway. So that's it. I've just realized that we've all gotten a lot more expressive with our head bobble. Because you have your mask on and you're like, So the things that I do miss hugging people, but I really miss just chatting, just talking with people, not through Zoom. All right. Anyway, who cares? I don't miss you because you're here right now, and I don't miss Mitch. We're here. We're live. We're through the Zoom, and Isaac Mizrahi is here with us. Super excited. Isaac.
Unmute. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, girl?
I'm good.
Well, I'm good. I have to tell you, remember Emily Litella? Remember that fantastic character? Never mind.
It was Gilda Radner. Gilda Radner.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, anyway, so I had this sort of like Emily Litella moment for like while we were all preparing.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the Grammys, the Grammy moments, and then you said the Grammys, but this whole time I thought you said the granny, like the granny moment. And I thought, hi, because by the way, did you notice I'm wearing like from like the last century. These are from the last century. Everybody else has so much equipment, and I am still doing this. I'm really sorry, but here's the granny, darling. Okay, like seriously.
Well, that's what Phoebe went with her brother Jackson, and that's what he posted.
To the grannies.
We're at the grannies. He said,
no,
we're at the grannies.
But here's the thing. Like, I am such a granny. I was like so early to the Zoom thing. Like, I was like, where is everybody? You know? Remember when shows would start a little late, like live shows,
yeah,
15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, and it was kind of chic. Zoom is like right on time, honey. The doors open because the queens, they got to be let in, and they got to come in. Seriously, how you've been doing this show now for a year on Zoom, right?
This will be our last. Yeah, and the next show is our 1-year anniversary show.
And weirdly, the technology just gets worse and worse every single episode. Okay, that's so great. No, but I keep thinking, like, speaking of Sally O'Malley or something, or like, you know, I'm 50. Remember that whole gag? But wait, but speaking of all that, I keep thinking that like there's going to be like 30 years from now, there's going to be some major cultural shift, and they're going to date it back to this year of UnCab on Zoom, right? Like seriously, there's going to be like a bunch of axe murderers in about 30 years, so they're going to like, you know, kind of date it all back to now. I mean, aren't you a little worried about the fact that you can't see your audience?
Yeah, I am. I keep thinking, and people want to know now, how are you?
Right?
How's it going to go back? What is going to happen? How is it going to? And
how's it going to change?
Yeah.
How are we going to be conscious and free?
Where are you going to go? What's it going to be? What are you going to open? I am not going to do a show. I will guarantee you, for 16 people in a room with masks, you know, where everybody's wearing masks. I'm not doing
well,
that.
And also, like, I have to say, like, before all this, I was such a great raconteur. I could talk about, you know, for hours. I had so many interesting things going. I was traveling and going to openings and shows and my own shows and everything. And now it's like, I call people and I talk about how I loaded the dishwasher. It's like so embarrassing, you know? Did you notice that? Like, you talk about, like this morning I caught myself, I was on the phone with my husband who's in New York City right now. And I was like, I had this cottage cheese this morning. And I thought, like, oh shit, I'm turning into my 93-year-old mother, you know? I mean, here's the thing, if only we could shut up, you know, but we can't. We cannot shut up. We can't shut up. I mean, it's like we have to talk about cottage cheese as though it's, you know, like the Arab Spring or something, right? It's just not that interesting. That's the thing. There aren't that many interesting things to talk about, okay? I mean, we talk over, like, I have to tell you everything I streamed on Netflix or something. It's embarrassing. A little bit. Are you watching anything at the moment? Are you,
everything. I mean, I'm watching
like what?
you.
Tell me everything.
Well,
what are you streaming these days?
Okay, we've watched everything you're supposed to watch. It's a sin, which, you know, I'm still crying.
It's a sin.
Yeah. But
just because it's gay doesn't make it great. Okay.
There was
just
some.
saying.
Okay, Queen's Gambit. You know, all of it. But
Veneno. Did you get to Veneno yet?
No.
Because listen, everybody write it down. Veneno is the greatest thing in the entire world. It's Spanish, and it takes place in Madrid, and it's about this trans hooker, and it's great. I love it so much. I'm not
tonight.
kidding.
Okay. And of course, Call My Agent, of course.
Call My Agent, yeah.
Mais oui.
Mais oui, darling, mais oui. I just couldn't. You know, Call My Agent makes me feel fat. I just feel so fat when I watch that movie. That's that series. I mean it. Well, since COVID, it's a whole new fat. There's a whole new thing about that. Yeah, I ran into the stylist that I used to work with, who used to kind of help me get dressed, and he actually said, it was kind of the kiss of death. He said, "Girl, you look gorgeous," right? Which is code for, fat is the new black. Seriously, it's like if he actually thought I looked great or thin, he would have said, "You look amazing." He would have been shocked, like, "You look amazing," but right, like, you look gorgeous, right?
Oh, so amazing means one thing, and
amazing. No, when they're actually amazed, right? It's like,
yeah.
That means so gorgeous means, you look cute for a fat girl. You look cute. The Spanx are working.
For COVID.
Actually, the other thing.
You look good for COVID.
Can I tell you something now, gentlemen? Listen to me, okay? Because here's the thing about when you gain a couple, right? If you notice this, your junk looks smaller because everything else around it is so much bigger, right? No kidding. Sorry. I mean, that's the thing, right? That's one thing. I don't know about like, do other people find this, or am I just the only one who like looks in the mirror and goes, oh yeah, got to lose a few pounds? Are you like, how are you doing vis-a-vis?
I'm very medium on that. If you're asking me.
Well, yeah, no, I'm asking you. Could there be others? Could we be speaking to Alec Mapa possibly? Alec Mapa, who, by the way, sends me dirty pictures all day long, and I send him dirty pictures
in the morning. In the morning,
right? In the morning, it's like right.
Like, good morning. Here's a dirty
morning
picture.
Wood or something. Yeah. Exactly.
I'd like to
now,
get
is that something?
I'd like to get into that text thread.
We should include Beth.
Please do.
By the way, Alec Mapa just got this fabulous part, like on a real series. He's a series regular on this giant show. Wait a minute. Now, here's the thing. I'm trying to act happy for him, right? I'm really trying. But you know, we kind of compete for the same roles. We do, right, Alec? I mean, come on. I was up for that.
But Isaac, this is
just
good.
Kidding. Just kidding.
It takes him off the market. It takes him off the market.
Well, maybe I'll get the next part.
That's what I'm saying.
Should have gone to Nathan Lane or to like Mario Cantone or something, or Alec Mapa.
It's huge. It's
huge.
To Alex. We're all having to, I think, I went on a diet for 3 weeks. I was able to stick to it. And then I was just like, I'm writing and it's COVID and that's it.
Yeah. After a while, you just kind of give it. Are you drinking, by the way? Is anybody drinking?
I'm not.
You're not
drinking my usual.
Come on.
I'm drinking my usual.
Oh, right. Because everybody's not drinking. Sorry, but I have to tell you something. I used to not drink during shows, and now it's like I drink because
what are you drinking? What is that?
I'm drinking. It's a Campari and soda.
That was my drink. Well,
you're kidding. It's not really a drink. I mean, it's kind of like
that's why I
medicine.
Drink it. Yeah,
it's cough medicine, darling.
That's right.
It's true.
It's an aperitif. I mean, it's
an aperitif, darling. Aperitif.
It just settles your stomach. That's all.
It's a liqueur. You know, like Food Host. Did you ever notice that?
It's a digestive. It's a digestive.
On the Food Network, they say like liqueur, like it's not liquor, because liquor is liquor, and then there's liqueur, which is the French thing, which is the aperitif thing, right? But they pronounce it liqueur. I never understand that, liqueur. It's not a word. Liqueur is not a word.
That's because it's the Food Network, where, I mean,
exactly.
That's what I'm not watching.
You're not? I kind of am obsessed with it. I just love it. I think, you know what? First of all, the food words that they use are very tasty to me. You know, it's like everything is sort of nutty. They say like cheese is nutty, and ooey gooey. You know that ooey makes me want to eat like melted cheese when they say that. And by the way, they're so inclusive. Like everyone on the Food Network is like, you know, there's like a new like LGBTQF. For like Food Network gender. Seriously, they're all kind of like, it's a whole new gender of people who just keep sauteing and toasting and frying. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And they're all tatted from head to toe. It's really inclusive. Give it a chance. Give it a minute, really.
All right. I have no patience.
The Food Network? But
no, I'm curious. The tatted people on the Food Network
it's heaven. It's heaven. Sometimes.
I would go
I like watching like a little pink thing, like a little chicken cutlet get cooked. I just like it. I don't know what's wrong.
You're not alone. I will watch on Instagram. I do watch cake decorating. That I do.
Me too. That sped up stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Sped up cake
and
decorating.
I will watch makeup Instagrams for an entire day.
Wait, Alec Mapa just sent me another big dick pic while we were on the air right now. He literally just sent it to me. I feel like showing it on the air. Should I show? No, I can't. You can't show it on the air. No, darling, we can't. Because here's the thing. Cabaret is one thing, you know. Cabaret is one thing, or UnCabaret. By the way, unzipped UnCabaret.
I know.
You'll hear from my lawyer, darling. You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
What year was Unzipped? Remind me.
1997, I think.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer.
Oh, no, wait a second, darling. Can I just say something? Unzipped, darling. Unzipped. I used to say it was really like 1995, but I say it was like 1997 because I don't want to be that old.
I know.
You know
What
you
year
know what
did
I mean? It keeps. Oh, wait, is it 98 or 99?
How long has Uncabaret been running? 25 years.
God.
Wait a minute. Didn't you have your 25-year anniversary? We've had so many 25.
Yes, we did.
NPR did a
darling. Yes, we
25-year
did.
anniversary
We did.
piece in 19, whatever, and then 2000. It keeps being the 25th anniversary. It's just the parent. That's what I
And
stuck
you know
with.
what? And by the way, all these exciting things are happening to us right now. We're changing.
We're
We're
coming
changing,
out of
we're
the cocoon,
evolving.
We're evolving. The consciousness is raising.
We're
See that we're
hoarding.
all one. We're
We're
hoarding.
Are you
We're
hoarding
letting
still?
go.
Tell me the truth.
We're hoarding.
Darling,
We're
wait a minute.
letting
Are you still hoarding? Because I still go to Cinderella and I buy like 10 ice creams or something because I feel like I'll never see ice cream again in the free world. Are you doing that still? Are you still doing that?
A little.
A little bit, right? I hoarded the weirdest shit in the beginning. I hoarded like, what's that stuff called? Dryer sheets. I have like box. I don't know what that is. I don't like static cling. I just don't, I have boxes. I had stuff shipped to my mother because you could only get 2, right? I had shipped to my mom, shipped to New York, shipped to my husband. I'm not kidding.
Have you moved from
stacks?
All right. Have you moved from the regular laundry detergent to the laundry detergent sheets?
No, but the dryer sheet, you know what? I try to be as ecologically sound as
That's
I
what I'm
possibly
saying.
can.
Well, that's the
I
one.
try. I use like Arm & Hammer, like scent free, and my husband gets this really natural stuff that scoops. It's like white stuff that scoops that I really like. Yeah, but there's something I can't live without the dryer sheet. I can't have the static cling. I can't have the lint. I just can't. I'm sorry.
That would be a good product for you, the Isaac Mizrahi dryer sheet. I think you could move a lot of those. I think you should brand that.
Exactly. I'm not kidding.
I'm telling you, that's
right?
a
An obsession.
thing. I think,
an obsession. I figured out how to order stuff finally. Like I never knew how to order stuff online. I always had to get my assistant to do it or my husband to, but I figured it out. Seriously.
What was the trick?
Oh, now everyone's sending me dick pics. I'm not kidding you. Like in the middle of this fucking thing, people are sending dick pics. This is exciting. I can't wait to get off the air. Are we finished yet?
We're finished, sure. I release you to something more. Are you saying that dick pics are more fascinating than I?
Darling, nothing could be more fascinating than you. And by the way,
yes.
Happy birthday, Liza Minnelli. Happy 75th birthday.
Yes.
It was 3 days ago.
Yes.
3 days on March 12th. It was like it should be a national holiday, I think.
I think it is. I think it is.
Are you going to play something? You're going to play like, go for it. Listen. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time I will. Lady peaceful, lady happy. I started my whole creative career as a female impersonator. Did you know that? When I was 8. When I was 8 years old, I used to do like Streisand and Liza. It was a trip. Thank you, Mitch. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Even with the
gorgeous.
delay, it kind of worked, right?
Yeah.
With the delay,
With the
it was
delay.
gorgeous.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We
it's
need more Isaac singing in this show.
You're right. We
Next
do.
time.
next
We'll
time.
have to figure out something that works with the delay, like
Yeah.
that.
Like that. All right.
Well, I
work
love
it
you,
up.
Beth Lapides.
I love you. Isaac
I literally
Mizrahi.
love you. Okay, don't forget it. I'm gonna go look at my dick pics now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you. I love
We won't
you.
expect to see you too much after the show.
Oh no, I'll do it I'm doing it on my computer,
Oh, okay.
watching and
Oh,
dick pics. It's
Okay.
perfect. It's great.
All right. If you need everyone to know anything about them, you can text me during the show.
Sante, Dorazio.
Sante Durazio. Hey, Emily, can I ask you a question? Since we turned
Yeah,
the sound, does it sound okay? Well, after we
Yeah.
turned it on? Okay.
Yes.
It sounds-
Yes.
I feel like we're in like a grand cathedral in Notre Dame or something.
Let's ask Joseph.
Joseph,
what do
does
you
it
think?
sound okay?
It sounds, it is a little bit echoey, but I think it sounds wonderful.
Okay.
It's the actual echo in the room there, I think, is what we're hearing. And if you turn the mic so that it's pointed more directly at you, it might
How's
be
that?
a little clearer.
A little bit better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Thank you,
friend
'cause
Rachel is also texting that you are low. So,
I am low.
but I think that
How's-
rectified
Yeah,
it.
that fixed
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Mid-course adjustments.
Beautiful.
That is correction. Mid-course corrections and adjustments. That is what life is. And here we go with Louis Van Taylor.
You sound good to me.
Thank you, Louis.
Real nice.
You sound good to me too.
Thank you. So, Mitch wanted me to play this song. I don't know, is there meaning behind it? Maybe Mitch can tell me. I don't know.
Mitch, is there meaning?
There must be a meaning behind the song title.
I knew your tone. You would sound amazing. I just wanted you to indulge me.
Ah! Okay.
I believe part of the reason for that request was that it was a bright, sunny day. It was more light, right?
Really? Okay.
It's a Liza song too. which
And
she
it's a Liza song, too.
performed,
Okay.
celebrating
All right.
Liza's 75th
All
birthday,
right.
all those
Beautiful.
things.
All right, beautiful. Thank you, Louis. Sound
You're
beautiful.
welcome. Thank you.
I'm also just getting a lot of texts from people who were not able to log on. So you guys who did log on, special congratulations to you. Juliet Sweeney.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, honey.
I'm happy to be next.
I am happy to have you next.
I'm so happy to have you here. I'm doing a little bit different of a thing tonight.
What is that?
It's going to be weird, but this is where I get to be weird.
It is. But we love that. I love you in all your ways, weird and unweird. And
Yeah.
what
Well,
is it?
the uncab has taught me to accept myself.
Wow. That's pretty great.
Anyway, I'm back from Chicago and I had to last time I was quarantining in a hotel room for 7 days that I couldn't leave. Which was a harder thing than I expected. I actually thought it would be great. And I did get a lot of writing done, but it was weird it was really trapped in a hotel room. Anyway, but I understood why. I totally was on board for the reason. I was not bucking the system, but I've never done anything like that before. Okay. During the quarantine, I have indulged some of my weirder interests. And one of them is that I started collecting figurines of authors that I love. And I'm going to tell you a little story because I just read Moby Dick over the quarantine time, and I had never read it before. And it's absolutely fantastic. It's totally worth it. But it made me do some research on Herman Melville, the author of Moby Dick. And I didn't realize that first of all, I didn't know that Moby Dick had terrible reviews. And then he went and worked at the custom office for 35 years after he wrote Moby Dick, and also wrote Billy Budd and just put it in a drawer. And his daughter or his granddaughter found it in his drawer. And that's how Billy Budd became Billy Budd. I didn't know that. So that was very poignant for me to learn that about Herman Melville. But the other thing was that I learned that he had a painful, unrequited love affair with Nathaniel Hawthorne, who he admired more than anyone.
Oh.
And so I spent a day learning about the Melville Hawthorne romance. And I got a little Melville figurine. Here he is. So he's got his whale and he has his Moby Dick. And I don't have a Hawthorne figurine, but I do have an Edward Gorey figurine. And he's going to stand in as Nathaniel Hawthorne in this story. Okay. So and just to show you a couple of my other figurines before we get into that, I have my Toni Morrison figurine.
Ooh.
And I have my Spinoza, the philosopher figurine.
Wow.
Okay, I'm so into the figurines. They're like my friends now, Beth. These are my friends. I get to be friends with Spinoza, Melville, Edward Gorey, Toni Morrison. They're my friends.
You're giving me the idea to make UnCabaret figurines. Why don't we have a Julia Sweeney figurine?
Oh, God.
And an Alec Mapa figurine.
Okay, now I have to wait. Where's my? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't know if it's going to be for everyone. Okay. Melville had written a couple of books, Typee and Umu. They were South Sea adventures, but they were more popular books. They weren't literary. Then he read Nathaniel Hawthorne's book of short stories called The Mosses from an Old Manse that was published in 1849. And Melville wrote a 7,000-word crazy ecstatic review of Nathaniel Hawthorne's book of short stories. Then they both lived in Massachusetts and they went on a picnic and happened to run into each other at the picnic. This is where our story begins. Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, Nathaniel Hawthorne, right? Oh, yes. Oh, Herman Melville. Oh my God. I don't know if you read my review. I wrote a 7,000-word ecstatic review. Oh, I heard about it. I didn't. I'm really. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, I think you're the greatest thing ever. Let me quote you a little bit from my review. A man of deep and noble nature has seized me with his wild witch voice that rings through me. Oh, dear God. I am under this Hawthorne spell. I already feel this Hawthorne has dropped germinous seeds into my soul. Oh, I don't know exactly what that means. Also, I wrote, my love expands the more I contemplate him, and further shoots his strong New England roots into the hot soil of my southern soul. Oh, I don't know what to say. It's okay. Don't say anything. Can we be friends? Oh, I guess you could come over to my house with some brandy and cigars and we could talk about everything. Yes, everything. Let's talk about everything. Oh, okay. They do meet several times in Lenox, Massachusetts, over brandy and cigars, talking about everything. There are a few things that survive from that time. Okay, wait. Oh, by the way, Hawthorne at this time is 46 years old and devastatingly handsome. And Melville is not that handsome, but he really thinks Hawthorne is very handsome. Okay. Hawthorne says to Melville, when you talk about magic and spells, that's kind of my whole thing. I don't know if you read The Scarlet Letter. That's kind of what I'm known for. And that whole book is all about superstition and magic spells and witches being terrible. I don't know if you got that part of my theme. No, I didn't, because you have a spell on me. Okay. Okay, now. I started writing a new novel. It's about a whale. It's just about some people going out on a boat and a whale. Oh, that sounds like it could be good. But now that I've read everything of yours, I want to try so much harder. Oh, I guess it's good to try harder. Oh, what? I'm just thinking about how you said harder. Oh, dear God. Okay. Here's a special note that Melville wrote to Hawthorne. If the world was entirely made up of Magians, I'll tell you what I should do. I should have a paper mill established at one end of my house, and so have an endless riband of fool scrap rolling in upon my desk. And upon that endless riband, I should write 1,000, 1,000,000, 1,000,000,000 thoughts, all under the form of a letter to you. The divine magnet is on you, and my magnet responds. Which is the biggest magnet? A foolish question. They are one. Oh, I feel actually repelled by what you just said. I have to walk away. Melville sent Hawthorne another note. Oh, another note from Melville. In it, he says, "Whence come you, Hawthorne, to visit me? By what right do you drink from my flagon of life? And when I put the flagon of life to my lips, lo, they are your lips and not mine." Oh, I'm really, really starting to feel uncomfortable now, Melville. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll back off, I swear to God. But I would like you to come. I always come visit you. You never come to my house. Melville sends a note to Hawthorne. "Come to my house and you can do what you please. And if you feel any inclination for this sort of thing, you may spend the entire period of your visit in bed. Every hour of your visit." Oh, I think I'm going to take a job in Liverpool. I'm moving. I've got to get out of here. I'm going to become an ambassador in Liverpool. No. Oh my God. Hawthorne has left. He's gone to Liverpool. I'm going to write a book about a whale. And the main character is going to be about a man who wants something so bad. He wants it so bad and he can't get it. He's going to go halfway across the world to try to get this thing. It's very big and white. It's a big white thing he can't have, but he wants it so bad. I see, Melville, you've dedicated your 900-page book of Moby Dick to me. Yes, does that bother you? Does that bother you? No, I do. I read it. I think it's pretty good. I think it's the best thing you've ever written. Really? Oh my God! It's the best thing. I see that you got terrible reviews and no one will read it and you can't even get another book deal. I don't care. All I care about is that you like it. Oh, dies. Oh, God. Hawthorne dies. Oh my God. Hawthorne's dead. I now have to go work for 35 years at the custom office because no one liked Moby Dick and I have to earn a living. But I'm going to write one final poem for Hawthorne. This is the poem. To have known him and loved him after loneness long and then to be estranged in life and neither in the wrong. By wintry hills his hermit mound the sheeted snowdrifts drape, glazed now with ice the cloistral vine that hid thy shyest grape. Oh, Hawthorne, you hid your grapes from me. Oh. That's it.
Oh my God. It was.
I really should be a high school English teacher, I think.
You really
that
should
was
be.
art.
There's something very much in common with Isaac's appearance about this appearance. I
Which
sense
one,
a
Hawthorne?
theme. No, this whole story here had a lot to do with what Isaac was talking
Yes,
about.
unrequited love. And it is
It's
so
a dick
painful to
pic.
read all these letters of Melville and all of his diaries. He's longing for Hawthorne so much. And Hawthorne was like, okay, all right.
Oh boy.
So anyway, so I had to act them out. So that's it. That's all I have. Here's Spinoza. Read my philosophy. I really knew what I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
And here's Toni Morrison. I'm actually quite a good writer too. You might want to check out my books.
And do you have others, or is that the extent of your
I
collection?
have one other one. Oh, I just got it today.
What? What
Look.
is it?
Oh no. Oh, I have to show his book. It's Carl Sagan. And here's his book. This is my favorite thing. I found this woman on Etsy. She's in Bulgaria and she makes these dolls.
That's maybe the only good thing ever to come from Etsy, by the way. Something something odd about Etsy. I just don't get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you can
everything
find
seems-
someone in Bulgaria who makes Carl Sagan dolls.
You've turned me around on Etsy, I have to say. I'm-
All right.
All right. Well, it's great to see you.
Good to
Welcome
see you.
home. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for the
Yes.
1 year
Thank you for
anniversary
having me,
show.
Beth.
Thank you for being here. That was hilarious. Oh my God.
Sharing your dolls.
Yeah. Well, at least we know what to get you for Christmas. And now it's like you'll get these and you'll be inundated. As everybody's like, we know what she likes. Okay. Thank you, honey. This is the time of the show where I say congratulations if you were able to get to the show. Apparently, it was hard to get to tonight. And thank you so much for being here and for being part of this this magical thing that has helped us all get through. For those of you who'd like to contribute in other ways besides on Eventbrite tickets, we have Venmo and PayPal, and those links are in the chat room. There's the Zelle, Apple Pay, and Cash App, and that's also there. We're very grateful for you, for your contributions of energy and financial contributions, which make this show possible. Emily, do you have a little something to add to that?
I sure do. Hey, everybody. If you'd like to join our after party, which is hosted by Jamie Bridgers. Is that true for tonight, Beth?
You know, it's unclear. It's one of those uncertainties, much like a vaccine. Will Jamie be there? How can we don't know. We think so.
We don't know.
But maybe we don't 100% sure.
Okay. So if you've donated $50 or more, you can come to the after party and I will send you the link to that. And you can email me at bethlapidesvip@gmail.com and I'll send you the link to the after party. And I think that's it for me.
That is. And thank you so much for being part of the team. You and Joseph really make this thing run like crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a
Troubleshooting.
tremendous pleasure.
Thank you. This brings us to Denise and some drumming. Denise,
Hey,
welcome. Yeah.
all right.
All right.
What a fun show so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That was very, that had a lot of spring in it.
Impressive.
Denise, what's that thing called that she like hits at the very end? That's my favorite part.
It's called a Viber slap.
Oh, I like it even better now that I know what it's called.
I know, right? All righty then.
All righty then. Thank you so much, sweetie. Alec Mapa,
Hi.
I'd like to Viber slap you right now.
There's still time. This is the Alec Mapa action figure from Ugly Betty. When I played Suzuki St. Pierre, they made
Oh
that
my
for me as
God.
a parting gift. Okay, so I have notes tonight. First of all, you've outed me. I wasn't going to talk about the television series, but then you posted it on Uncabaret.
Oh, I
but
did.
it was in Variety, so you didn't really out me.
I was going to say.
Julia Sweeney, whenever Julia Sweeney says it's going to get weird, that's the most exciting time in anybody's life. I mean, that was like masterpiece theater. That is right up there with Caligula, upstairs, downstairs, anything of that ilk. But what happened while I was watching her was I flashed back actually to a slumber party. Like when you're like 10 years old and I saw Julia, it's like, do you guys want to see my favorite author action figures? And then the rest of the kids at the slumber party going, and then it speeds over to Julia going, Mom, come get me. I don't like this place. I want to go home. She had an Edward Gorey action figure, and that reminded me of my favorite Edward Gorey poem, and it goes a little something like this: "At night, Father fills me with dread as he sits at the edge of my bed. It feels so queer to have him so near. For 35 years, he's been dead." That's a good one, right? There's so much he thinks. Oh, when Isaac said the kiss of death was "you look gorgeous," that reminded me of one of my favorite jokes. What's the difference between an evil queen and a vicious queen?
What is?
An evil queen will say, "Are you gonna wear that?" And a vicious queen, oh no, it's the other way around, right? A vicious queen will say, "Are you gonna wear that?" And an evil queen will say, "You look fabulous." It's true. I've been texting Isaac a dick pic almost every day since the show, and it started out where he talked about, like, if we become friends online, I'll send you bulge sites.
Right.
So he started sending me bulge sites, and I said, "Would you be adverse to me sending you hardcore porn?" And he said, "Have we met?" And so I've been like, "That's," and you introduced us, so it's really your fault. Julia Sweeney, you've been trapped in a hotel, and having a problem with that is problematic for me, because that is my favorite thing. I used to do stand-up on cruises back in the pre-COVID days, and nothing made me happier than to be trapped in my stateroom the entire time, all week. I wouldn't see anybody. It would be an excuse for me to hole up and watch Downton Abbey for a week and just order room service all day long. Like, that's my favorite thing.
But you could have gone out if you wanted to, and that might have changed it.
I guess so. What's wrong with? I mean, what's wrong with me that I would? Would you have been happy in a hotel room for a week?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Room
doesn't
service
want
is
that?
the best. Room service when it arrives with those little domes.
I thought I would too.
Okay, when did it? I want to know when it
No,
stopped.
I really did think it would be okay, because I have been trapped in hotel rooms before, and I loved it because I can read 6 hours a day, no problem.
Me too.
And, like, I have no problem with it. But there was, first of all, it was a really tiny room, which it was a fancy hotel, but the room literally had a foot on each side of the bed.
Was it a Kimpton? Was it a Ritz? Was it?
No, it wasn't, but it was like a Kimpton that way. Like, it was super decorated, but really, really tiny.
So it was claustrophobic.
Yeah, and I had to sign something saying I wouldn't leave the room for 7 days. I wouldn't like that. Like, it was actually more than I thought. Okay, I'm out of this thing. That's all I want to say. I thought I was like that.
I would have curated dick pics for Isaac the entire time. Believe me, you do not want to be included in this thread. It is beyond pornographic. It's dreadful. I read Moby Dick in AP English class, and I liked it, but I was the first person in 1983 to raise my hand and go, "This is really gay. This is some gay shit." At one point, Ahab, because of the cold, sleeps with Queequeg, the tattooed guy from New Zealand.
No, he sleeps with Pip.
Ahab
sleeps with Pip.
They share a bed.
Ishmael sleeps with Queequeg.
Ishmael, that's right. That's what I meant. Ishmael sleeps with Queequeg, and I'm like, "What's that about?" And when I raised my hand in AP English class, I remember Mr. Williams going, "Let's just move along. Nothing to see here." It's like, if you don't want to talk about it, why are you like making us read this faggy book? And then the other thing that they did was, I mean, it's more about whaling than you'll ever want to know. Like, there are whole chapters that are about the ship and how it's built. It's so detailed. Like, it's no reason that that Melville must have been obsessive about Hawthorne, because this book is like, it's all about the details. There's entire chapters where nothing happens. Nothing. But it's just a description of the ship and how it's made. And at one point, this is actually in the book. At one point, Julia, do you remember this? Where the whalers put on the foreskin of the whale.
Yes. So wild. First of all, it's so gay. I mean, it's the gayest of all.
Why? They're like that, like it's part of the tradition of whaling is they put
the foreskin over, they put the whale foreskin over their whole body. It fits over their entire body, and they move around in it. Yeah. Come on, that's pretty great.
I read that senior year, and believe me, I would do a puppet show about that right now if I was crafting as Miss Weenie.
I feel like you could with that white figurine behind you.
I love this. My husband got this for me for my birthday. There's that place on Hollywood Boulevard where all the trans hookers hang out. That 7-Eleven towards
Highland.
Towards Highland, where they sell all these statues.
Right.
And I said I always wanted one, and he got me one. So I'm so excited. This set is a mess because I'm just going all over the place. Isaac, I'm drinking all through the quarantine. So I did get a television show. I have all these notes written based on stuff that you said. Yoga. You always talk about the yoga class, the yoga class we took at City Yoga. Minnie Driver took that class.
Yes, I know.
And
I used to go to Whole Foods with her afterwards.
Right. And one class, you weren't in this class, but in one class, everybody was like, oh, Minnie Driver's here. No. So everybody was like showing off for Minnie Driver. And I partnered with her for the handstand. She's a very tall lady. She's got arms like an orangutan. So she farted in class. And everybody pretended not to hear it. Everybody was like, she was right next to me, and it was audible. It was like, it wasn't like an air biscuit fart, like, or one of those little question marks farts, like, it was like a starter pistol. It was like, kablam! And everybody ignored it. And I was like, okay, here are my choices. I can like follow the group and just kind of like, okay, we're going to pretend that Minnie Driver just didn't fart. Minnie Driver, Oscar nominee, didn't just cut the cheese. But and then the minute I had that thought, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing. And then it corrupted the rest of the class. They all started laughing. And then Minnie Driver said, okay, all right, it was me. Now everybody's talking about the year anniversary of the COVID. I didn't hoard anything. I didn't hoard toilet paper. I didn't hoard groceries. When the apocalypse comes, I'm going to be fucked. I mean, when it comes for real, I'm just going to the zombies are going to walk right up to my door and I'm going to go, hey, everybody, take a bite. Let's go. I'm just going to be surrender to it. All right. So I did get this job. I'm doing a pilot and 4 episodes for ABC of a show that stars Alec Baldwin and Kelsey Grammer. And I read for it 2 months ago, and I was like, I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get this because I was supposed to play one of their contemporaries. I was supposed to play their college roommate. Kelsey's 10 years older than me. Alec is 6 years older than me, so there's not that much of a leap. Right? But I was like, I'm not going to get this. So when I know I'm not going to get something, it really frees me up. Because I just do whatever I want, right?
Yeah.
And I just did whatever I wanted. And they kept calling me back. And when they and I was like, it's your time. So Chris Lloyd, who wrote Modern Family and Frasier, and Vali Chandrasekaran, who also wrote for 30 Rock and Modern Family, wrote the pilot. And so they called me in for a chemistry read with Alec Baldwin and Kelsey Grammer. And Alec Baldwin's super, super hyped. He's just always super hyped. How are you? Alec, that's a really nice name. What's your middle name? And I'm like, Antonio. And he goes, Antonio Mapa. That's a great name. Usually, I'm like, okay, easy. And then I made him laugh. Effusively, and then I got the exhale laugh from Kelsey Grammer. I got these. That's what I got. So I was like, I'm not getting this. So each thing I really treated, and this has happened because I've been chanting all year. I've been in full surrender mode. Like if it's mine, it's mine. If it's not, it's not. And I would just rather be happy than obsess on something, right? And like, I've been an actor for 35 years. And I think if you totaled up all the days that I actually worked, it would be like 3 weeks. Like I literally go like a year and a half without working. And I think like it's over. It's done. I'm never going to work again. And then I get a job, something that keeps me in the game, so, and then I got it. They said that they were going to piece together my chemistry read with Alec and Kelsey, and then that would be my network call and my producer call. And then they cast me. So we had our first read through. I can tell you this. And I do honestly feel that it was helpful for me to have been doing UnCabaret for a year because I didn't feel rusty. I feel like with UnCabaret, I've been performing and I've been creative and I've been working in 2 dimensions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So it kind of prepared me for whatever. So there was a Zoom call with the network read through of the script. So I'm 15 minutes early. I'm like, ready. Alec Baldwin comes on, Chris Lloyd comes on, and then James Burrows, who's directing the pilot, comes on.
Wow.
And who else comes on? Kelsey Grammer comes on. And then it's all rich white guy talk. It's all like James Burrows goes, where are you, Alec? Are you in the Hamptons? Yeah, I'm in my house at East Hampton. I've had this East Hampton's house. I got, I had the other one, but I had to let it go. And then they're asking James Burrows, where are you? I'm on my horse ranch in Florida. I'm on my horse ranch in Florida. And then Chris Lloyd is talking about his mansion or whatever the fuck, and Kelsey Grammer is like, start saying, all through COVID, I've been trying to figure out, like, how do I make enough money to keep all of this going? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is somebody who was making $700,000 an episode for Frasier in 2001. Okay? Wow. I just did my research right before. But I'm saying is, I was on this Zoom call like we are on now, and it was just kind of like, me too, you guys.
Did you have the guy in the back? Did you have the statue in the back?
I should have. I mean, I'm so broke because of COVID. We racked up so much credit card debt. I didn't work all last year. I mean, I don't have my SAG insurance. And just to hear the billionaire talk, it just cracked me up.
Can you do an impression of your face of how you were listening to it?
I was kind of like, but I tried to I don't know what I did. I'm such a people pleaser and I'm all about establishing rapport. So, but there's no way for me to nod in agreement or add an assent without seeming completely fraudulent. It's kind of like, what do I say? My credit card was declined at Trader Joe's because I maxed it out. I couldn't buy wasabi peas today because my credit card was declined at Trader Joe's while they're talking about their houses in the East Hamptons and everything. How long have I been on? Have I taken up too much of your time? That's it. That's my set, Beth Lapides.
Okay,
I love you.
We're so excited for you. And
thank you.
Yeah,
and I'm incredibly grateful to have a job, and I just kind of I, as a performer, if you have a season pass on a DVR and you just put Saturday Night Live, they're showing all of Julia Sweeney's stuff from the 90s. All of it.
Julia Sweeney.
It is so great and such a time. It just takes you back to the 90s, and it's just, and you're so wonderful in everything. You're just you're so game.
And you can see it all at once. That's amazing.
And you can see everything all at once. And I just want to say thank you for always having me be a part of the UnCabaret family. I think it keeps me supple and excited, and that's it. Anyway, I didn't want to talk about the show ever, but you outed me, so that's the only reason.
Oh, there you go. Well, thank you. We're excited for you, and
love you.
you've been such an amazing and important part of.
Shucks.
Aw, shucks. And
Read
now,
Moby Dick. It's really gay.
Chris Jacks.
Hi.
Hi.
We're gonna give you a little ditty. Why not? Got your picture in my pocket. I'm never gonna let it go. I hold on tight even though I know it's for so. I got your image in my mind, I even see you when my eyes are closed. I got your picture in my pocket, I'm never gonna let it go. And bricks are gonna break, and hearts are on the make, tangled in a tongue-tied widow's web someday. Bricks will break. It's so quiet since you're gone, I kicked the floor to simulate your sound. Whisper in my ear, even though I know you're nowhere to be found. Can't keep your mind off my mind, I try to keep up, but my thoughts are slow. I got your picture in my pocket, I'm never gonna let it go. And bricks are gonna break, and hearts are on the make, tangled in a tongue-tied widow's web someday. Bricks will break. Bricks will break.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. That's an original. That's an original Chris Jacks. Very nice. And the perfect introduction, I don't know why, to Alex Edelman. Alex. Hi.
Is this someone else's gimmick, or am I allowed to? Is this someone else's? Is this someone else's thing?
You're allowed.
God, the acoustics in here are center of the universe. It really is. Like, what if I open the door? Okay. Denise, do you open the door? Sorry, my drums are in my other shower, but
she doesn't have a door. She has a curtain.
I should have remembered to bring.
I have a curtain, but my bathroom door is open. Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
I think it's awesome you're in the shower.
I mean, we get our grouting from the same guy, so you know. Sometimes I take a shower at someone else's house and I go, "Who's your grouting guy?" Because your grouting is just so fucking good. I just want even what's grout. I just know that it's something in it. Is it Bisbit? Bisbit is the grout, right?
Yes, sir. And
I wrote my thesis on Moby Dick. I wrote a thesis. I know. I wrote my thesis on the concept of landlessness.
So you're gay. You're totally, you just came out. You're totally gay.
All right, Alec, I'm gay. You warned me.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Just cover yourself in a giant foreskin and call it a day. You are queer as the day is long.
My thesis on Moby Dick, my thesis advisor was one of the world experts on Moby Dick. His name's Brian Waterman. He teaches at NYU. And he fucking hated my thesis.
Why? What was your thesis on?
It was on the concept of landlessness in Moby Dick. Also, by the way, the most beloved scholarly work about Moby Dick is called Ishmael Alone Survived, which is amazing when the title of your book is a spoiler for the book that you're writing about. The last thing you find out in the book. Also, I agree, but my favorite thing about Moby Dick is what British critics loved and American critics hated, which isn't just, it wasn't, even for them, they're like, this book is written by a person with ADHD. And in particular, critics hated that there's a 4-page chapter in the middle that's just about how people don't draw whales correctly. I know people are like, he's like, yeah, narrative storytelling, I get it, but here's like 3,000 words on why people draw whales wrong. I just think everyone needs to know that people don't draw whales correctly. Also, by the way, the book was a modest hit. I don't know.
What drew you? Why did you write your thesis on it? What drew you to it? Did you love it?
I can't get into it. You know what it was? It was the only book I was assigned to read that I read. So it was either that or read a second book, and I wasn't going to start reading more books. That's how you develop a habit, Beth. I wasn't going to do that. I wrote my thesis, and I made 2 big decisions in I wanted a thesis and a nose job. And you know what? I went in for the nose job, but they're like, we can't make it any bigger than it is now. If you're not off, you'll break your neck. We can't do it. So has anyone seen the Dalai Lama live? I saw the Dalai. I was thinking about this because it was a memory on my phone. Apple's taunting me with their like,
oh yeah,
they'll just be like, we've made a random compilation unasked of you at dinner with friends. Mm-hmm. Here, we've made a random compilation of your mouth spitting club, all the times you got together over the years. We made a random and so one was called At the Show, and I've seen the Dalai Lama like 4 times, and I've never paid less than $100 to see the Dalai Lama. For a guy who's like, money is the root of all evil, he's like fucking rolling in it. And my favorite time I saw him at Glastonbury. This is June 28th, 2016. And the Dalai Lama there was the Dalai Lama, my favorite electro pop duo, the Dalai Lama and a guy named Alan Yentob, who's a BBC executive who has a talent for interviewing famous people and making the interview entirely about him. Like, the guy could interview the captain of the Titanic and make the whole interview about how he saw the movie once in the 90s. And Yentob is just, he's like, although we were so into it, like the Dalai Lama was just like, he was fucking killing. And the crowd was like, so down. He's like, you lose what we cling to. And we're like, yes, you fucking do. And then he's like, peace comes from within. And we're like, ah. You know, like everyone's so, someone's like, dude, it's better to travel well than arrive. And he's like, it is. And we're like, fucking yeah. So like everyone's so into the DL. And he's destroying. And then there's like, also, by the way, that was Glastonbury 2015. And so Dave Grohl was supposed to headline with the Foo Fighters, but he broke his leg. So that was as close to Nirvana as we were getting that year with the Dalai Lama in conversation with Alan Yentob. And by the way, I wrote that as that's a joke. I wrote that as a joke. It's a fucking straight down the middle joke. And when I wrote it, I was like, this is a joke. And the Dalai Lama, he's talking, and I was looking at this photo on my phone, just like remembering it. And there's a Q&A portion, and we're standing in a field. It's like 9 a.m. on a Saturday, or 9 a.m. on the Sunday of Glastonbury. And this woman raises her hand, and she's like, Mr. Lama, excuse me, Mr. Lama. The accent's perfect, obviously. Mr. Lama, excuse me, Mr. Lama. What's your favorite kind of music, Mr. Lama? And the Dalai Lama is like, I don't like music. And the whole crowd is like, fucking what? And the Dalai Lama explains that he doesn't like music because it's like food or sex. It's ephemeral and it goes away. And what you should be investing in is your relationships with other people and stuff like that. And the crowd, which has been listening to music for 3 days and gorging themselves on like crepes and having like filthy festival sex in tents. Like the Dalai Lama is losing the crowd at Glastonbury. And I'm loving it because even Ellen Yentop is like, I don't fucking know about this one. And this guy, like 20 feet away from me, he's like, he doesn't like music. I know it's another perfect accent. All my accents are perfect. But he's like, he doesn't like music. And someone's like, yeah, man, he doesn't like music. He's like, this cunt doesn't like music. And I'm like, it's the Dalai Lama. And he's like, he doesn't like music. And everyone's like trying to calm him down. And this guy's flipping out. And at some point, he just goes, what about the Kaiser Chiefs? And I just remember this. And everyone's like, no, presumably not the Kaiser Chiefs. And he turned to the direction of the Dalai Lama. He went, fuck off, mate.
Oh my God.
Someone screamed at the Dalai Lama to fuck off. And like, the funny thing is I was looking at this memory like on my iPhone, and Dalai Lama was right. Alan Yentop's friend was right. Like, it's gone. All that shit's gone. Food, music, sex. He was correct. I should have been investing in my relationship with other people. Like, I didn't do that. I invested in going to concerts and music and not sex, but like that wasn't for lack of trying. It was more for. But yeah, I mean, also, like, fuck the Dalai Lama for coming to Glastonbury and being like, I don't like music. Like, that's, stay home. It's Glastonbury.
Well, he didn't bring it up to his, I mean, he wasn't like getting on stage and going, and you know what? Here's the thing about music. He was responding.
That's extremely true. And it is like, also, we've lost like so much weird stuff over the course of, I was talking with my grandfather, Julian Edelman, who is 93, but still doing well for the Patriots. And Julian and I were talking, and I was like, I think it's been a really awful year to be an entertainer stuck at home. And he was like, shochetz. And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's worse to be a shochet. And a shochet is a butcher in Hebrew. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, it's worse to be an at-home butcher right now. And I was like, fucking yeah, I guess he's right. He's right. That is a really hard job to bring home with you. Where it's just like, I'm killing just as much livestock as I was in 2019, but God, like my wife is so like, I only hear this kind of whining from stuff I kill, but my wife is really like, Michael, I'm trying to turn this slaughterhouse into a slaughter home, and it's just like, blah, 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 no chicken. Like that's also a joke where it's like blah blah blah, and then the guy realizes his hand is a chicken.
I thought when you were first saying it that your grandfather, when he said it's worse to be a butcher, that's some sort of Jewish thing, like whatever you would complain about, whatever it is, it's like, well, it's worse to be a butcher. Like that's like just one of those things, like it's like Kabbalistic truth. It's worse to be a butcher. It's worse to be the one who has to kill someone.
That Jewish wisdom when it's like, if you don't have knots in your socks, and you're like, is that a thing? And you're like, sometimes my family would say shit, and I was like, oh wow, everybody knows that. And then I'd say it as an adult, and people were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it's a thing, Google it. And it's not. It's just like Yiddishisms are mostly made up by Jewish people in real time.
On the fly.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Like my favorite though is that we have so many words for loser. It's like Eskimos for snow. There's like hut, schlemiel, schlemazel. There's so many different words. There's nebuch. There's lo yitzlach. Those are different and there are different kinds of loser also. Like a nebuch is different from a lo yitzlach. Like a putz is someone who's not quite a schlemazel, but he's way more than a schlemiel. So, like, it's so fun because, like, the French have varieties of wine, but we have varieties of shithead, and so like I think that's almost better. No,
so much better, so much better.
A show cut. I know I'm gonna go, but I'll say my parents sent me the last of the stuff from a couple of months ago. I zoomed in from my house in Boston, my childhood home, as my parents were cleaning it out, and they sent me some of the stuff. And actually, instead of talking about this, did I ever tell you about Alex Edelman, the mayor of Lawrence, New York? Because he's gonna sue me.
I don't think so. Mitch, does that ring a bell? No.
Okay. I'm worried I'm going to get sued by this guy because his name's Alex Edelman. He was the mayor of Lawrence, and he seems like a delightful chap because I don't want to get in any more trouble. But so the mayor of Lawrence here, I have the thing he's upset about, which is, so he's the mayor of Lawrence, New York, which is like a really, really Orthodox enclave on Long Island. And his opponent took out an ad, or his opponent had this published in a paper. Alex Edelman is shamelessly and fraudulently abusing his office to suppress voter turnout in the upcoming village elections. And my mom has a Google alert for me set up. So she sent it to me. And when that happened, I took out an ad in the Lawrence paper addressing it. I put out a statement with that headline at the top, and next to it I wrote my statement. That's right. I will do whatever it takes to stay in power. I don't care how many Long Island skulls I have to crush beneath my boot. I have held this position since my predecessor died under mysterious circumstances in his above-ground pool. I have no intention of relinquishing it. There is one polling place. It is in my backyard, staffed by my strong sons. Next to my name on the ballot, it says incumbent. Next to my opponents, it says pansy. Edelman for mayor of Lawrence, New York, 2020 and 2024 and 2028. Trample the dead, hurdle the weak, fuck you all. And so I had that in the paper as a statement from Alex Edelman because I was like, this is pretty funny because I mean, like, I'm not lying. It is Alex Edelman. And then the guy won. I mean, the crazier thing is that the opponent obviously started circulating my ad saying that Alex Edelman had said it, which was true and concerned me. But my friends in Lawrence, my friend Dana was like, don't worry, Alex is going to win. He's more Jewish than the other guy, and that matters in this election. But then he won, and apparently, so I took out another ad as a victory statement in the paper, and this is my victory statement. You fools! You haters! You ants beneath the magnifying glass! Take a good long look at the new mayor. He's the same as the old mayor, but he's got one less bullet in his gun. The numbers speak for themselves. I won with 135% of the vote. Old and young, men and women, dead and alive, people and a few pets came out amidst the pandemic to choose Alex Edelman, Lawrence's only hope, legitimately reelected. My opponent will be banished to the far Rockaways with nothing other than a small backpack, a Long Island Railroad card, and an old copy of Newsday. I'm keeping every campaign promise. Our library will stock the newest DVD offerings. No loud music in the park after 5:30. The Belt Parkway will be repaved with the bones of those who voted for my opponent. We're going to build a wall on the north side of town, and Woodmere is going to pay for it. The tax rate will remain an exceedingly reasonable 92%. The opposition has been trampled. His dust beneath my Birkenstocks. Oh, and thanks to my wife, Lisa, my strong sons, McQueen and Wayne, and my 6 grandkids, all named Alex. Edelman for mayor of Lawrence, 2020 and forever after. So that is... And I took it out I took an ad out in the paper, and they never told me I wasn't allowed to take an ad out in the paper. It cost like $50. It was so nothing, and you can print whatever you want, and I never lied. But Alex Edelman was not happy. I sent him in edible arrangements when he won. That didn't do anything to chill the ice. And I just got a notice from a friend of mine saying that I might be in trouble. Or a friend, Dana, who has told me that he might be suing me. But, like, I haven't done anything illegal. I took out an ad.
Oh, you're obviously going to have to use the satire defense.
I hope that's a real defense.
That is actually a real defense.
I also want to be like, what is he going to accuse me of? Like, what is he going to, that is genuinely how I reacted to being accused of voter fraud. Like, fuck you. Sure, I will ensure my victory. Like, God has chosen me as mayor of Long Island's 4th most populous village. Like, that's not something I take lightly. And that's not something are you going to trust? You're going to trust a mayor who can't even steal an election? Like, that was my big problem with Trump. I was like, you're supposed to trust a president who can't even steal the election when he's the president? Like, what kind of fucking loser is that, where you can't even steal an election when you're doing the election? So, like, yeah, I would steal the election. So, like, yeah, I don't know what will happen.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there, but
Yeah,
we're going to say goodbye for now.
So I've done an Alec, Mapa, or Judy Gold amount of time. So
We're going to be taking collections.
Yeah, if anyone wants to Venmo for my legal fund, I'm
Thank you so much, and we enjoyed being in the shower with you tonight. See you next time. Bye, honey. This brings us to Louis Van Taylor with a very special little something. Louis.
We're going to do a birthday shout out to Lauren and Mitch, to Pisceans. My mother is a Piscean too, March 10th. So shout out to all three of you guys. Happy birthday, Mitch.
Thank you, Louis. Beth said keep going.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Blow out the candles for Lauren too. Here we go.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Louis. That was gorgeous.
You're
Amazing.
welcome. My man.
So nice. Thank you. Happy birthday, honey. And happy birthday, Lauren Weedman. Are you here?
I am. I don't know why I wasn't talking that whole time. I was unmuted. I felt like until you acknowledge me, I'm not allowed to speak.
Oh, well, that's...
I have a lot of respect because I wanted to say, Louis, thank you. And so that was hard to sing to though at the end for me. Happy birthday.
Yeah. It was just the blues. That's all it was.
I know the blues. Don't even get me started on the blues, Louis. Don't even get me started on the blues.
Come on.
Hi, Lauren.
I'm scared to look at my phone. Am I supposed to be talking now?
Yeah, you're on. Welcome to the show. You're on. Talk.
Thank you. Thanks for...
I love your hair. You look beautiful.
Well, I'm overly done up because I've been watching The Real Housewives so much. And I'm not proud of that, obviously, who would be? But I noticed because of watching so much of it this last week that now I wake up and I get really excited to like put on a ton of makeup and I'm just going to put on a really nice, and when people talk how I went on a walk with a friend today and she was telling me stories, and as she was talking, I was like, oh, okay. Like I had such different, like that like, well, all right, of course you'd think that. Like I was immediately more judgmental with more makeup on. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for, so I'm brutally lit. Leo's going back to school tomorrow for the first day since last year. So he's going back for, they had a big town hall meeting and they were like, so here it is. We're so excited to welcome the kids back. They'll be going back on Mondays for an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
I know. And everybody was like, it was, I feel like Zoom, we all look, well, this especially the Zoom, like town hall things that the public school has, people really look like they're being held hostage somewhere in like in a basement. Like everyone's Zoom is really And they were all, anyway, it's a dream, but tomorrow's going back. So I feel like I have to like breastfeed them tonight to get them ready. You know what I mean? Like nurture.
They're going to go back
so
for an
I'm
hour
always
and a half.
distracted. I can't wait to be back in the room.
I know,
What?
but they're going to go back for an hour and a half. What are they going to do? Is that a joke?
It's fucking dumb, isn't it? It's not no, it's not a joke. I'll be getting to those. I've got some real good ones, better than that. No,
Literally, what is going to happen in an hour and a half?
I think that exactly. My thought, and I was really like, and I got really like, I started texting other mothers going, are you kidding? I don't think that's as if I had this insight into it. Like, I don't think that's right. Like, yeah, duh, Lauren, nobody's excited about that. And I was like, right, now what are they going to do? Like, but it's an easing in, like get them used to going back there. And then after spring break, they go back more. I'm sure this is, but I'm trying to, Alec was reminding me of when he was talking about having to like listen to people like, I'm in the Hamptons, with people. Because I've been around that environment too. Like I'm always a guest star on things and I'm always listening to people's renovations or medical procedures I could not afford, or I'm like, wow, they're going to get their teeth realigned. That's serious regular money. Like I just have to have, my old craggly old overbite and chronic whatevers. I won't say bad breath because I don't know that that's true. I don't want people to think that. But listening, so I'm always oversharing in those environments where I'm like, oh, the guest star, you guys want to know what rent control is like? Like I start to let them know how hard it is. Like I'll get too real with people where I'm like, it's tough. It's tough because I've gone through this awful divorce and it's hard to always be like, I'm become a real bummer for people. And when I go back and for school I ran into this mother on my birthday. I made Leo go with me to the Golden Bowl, which is like an old school, like, who cares about the Golden Bowl? I'm not trying to give them any business. They're fine. But anyway, so we're there and we ran into a family that had gone to the same school as us, a public school. And at first I forget, I see, I'm like, oh, I know them. And then you forget, you're like, oh, I forgot, I don't like them. But I was like, oh, and then like, oh, that's right. But I saw him and they, we were like, hey, hi, blah. And the mom goes, I go, have you guys been? And she goes, well, we haven't seen you guys for so long. She goes, yeah, well, and as soon as virtual school started last year, she goes, it's so awful. I pulled the kids out and they're all going to this private school. In fact, we're here to celebrate that our oldest got into a very hard to get into high. And as she's saying this, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That people are saying this to people's faces? Like I was so like, you've not ever watched like a sitcom? Every bad sitcom has some moment of like the over bragging and like, who still does that? And isn't good. But as she was talking and I started to get normally, I would say, like, I would get very real and try to make an impact. So she would get like real life where I'm like, do you know that not everybody has those choices? I don't come from family money. I'm adopted. I've got core issues that have fucked me up for a while. And I've also got all sorts of, like, I would try to let, like, and it could be very painful to hear. Some people really don't have a choice. And, there's a lot of people dying because like, I would get, do you know what's happening to the ozone or whatever, just to fuck with her. Not to fuck with her, just because I would try to like shake her into, get her, like, I'm a real person, as I'm like, I'm real. But I am from Santa Monica, like, so anyway, but then I decided, God, I'm using up my time telling the story I didn't even want to tell. I mean, not like I told myself I wouldn't tell this. Oh, I'll tell it. I'm just a truth teller. No, but I ended up saying to her, I was like, oh, I'm going to lie to people. I think every time I run into somebody who's like, like, what did you do over the, or people talking about owning homes and stuff like that. Mostly this is what I decided. When I go back to school, when people are like, so how was it for you? And instead of saying, well, I had moments where I understood suicide. You know what I mean? Like I had moments of like, oh, I get it. Like where I truly was like, I'm not going to do it. But I had tons of empathy for like, that moment. Like I won't tell them that, which I would normally do. Instead, I'll be like, you know what? I couldn't take it. We went to Tuscany. As soon as I could, we just went to Tuscany. And I've never thought about lying about stuff like that. And I'm like, why the fuck not? Why not just be like, I had to get out. I bought a place down there. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Because these people are, nothing, not nothing. Listen to me. They're nothing. Now I feel awful. I'm going to be real with them. I changed my mind. Okay. That was dumb. I shouldn't lie to them. Plus, whenever I say, they're always like, Lauren's in comedy. which I'm not, as you can see. Which brings me to what I was going to do tonight is that I feel changed, as I'm sure we all do by, what an understatement. I just want to say, and this is kind of hard to admit, but I feel changed by what happened this last year. Yeah, like duh. Okay, but I have felt really like everything. Oh, just anyway, I'll tell you later. But I realized for doing this show over the years I've been doing it, and I can't wait to be back in the room with people so I can just, I can touch them like I used to. I would lick my fingers and all over people like I used to, without worrying about it. And be like, oh, you suck on my finger, I suck on mine now. Oh, look, back and forth, back and forth. Can't wait to suck on dirty fingers in like a public place again. Anyway. Oh, I was going to say something that over COVID, I realized that when I do UnCabaret, I never plan anything and I never write anything because I don't want it to look like I tried. It's got to just be like, oh, what happened? I had a seizure and I came to. I don't know what I did. Like, I can't really invest in doing it because I get scared of, I don't want to, not do well. I don't want to say I'm in comedy and not be funny. I'd rather just be like, I didn't know it was a comedy thing. I just had an anxiety attack. Was it okay? Like, that's kind of been my shtick with it. Maybe you've picked up on that over the years, Brett. But she's like, here comes Lauren. Who knows? But during COVID, I was like, I'm going to approach things like, yes, because I was so aware that things were jokes. Like I was not just in a good mood to just like make things lively. I'd be like, that seems like a joke. I should write that down. That's funny. And I'm like, maybe I'll put together like a set, like people talk about a set. And I've, people talk about, I'm like, you people, which bless your hearts. I love it. I love what you're doing. It's so fun and funny, of course, that being the goal. No, but I wrote down on my notes on my phone every time I thought, I was like, oh, I'll put it together. I haven't memorized it. I just cut and pasted it before I had to do a sound check. Okay, the same thing with Twinkies. I just think I just wrote down because like, I have moments of like, I ate like hating myself for, gained like, I guess about 8-9 pounds. Not, I don't love it. And I ate 2 Twinkies last night, which that gross. But then the next day, today I had diarrhea. Sorry, I don't want to talk about diarrhea. I'm going to scratch that one. But I was like, oh, things just keep balancing out. I was like, oh God, I hate myself for doing it. And they're like, oh my God, no, it's all right. That was a sort of a, Leo referred to my, okay, under each one I put comedy. Leo referred to my breasts the other day as, as blobs of fat that have no feelings. He bumped into me, like he did like but not on purpose. He wasn't like, I was talking, Mom, shut up. I was like, oh, okay, you talk. And he bumped into me and I go, ow. And he goes, you felt that? And I go, yes, I felt that. And he goes, I don't know. I just thought those were just like blobs of fat that had no feelings in them. And I was really like, that is so exactly, I think they told you that because that's what I've been telling them. I was like, you're nothing but blobs of fat. It was like, so I wrote that down but I wrote a punchline. I was like, blobs of fat that have no feeling. And I was like, no, that was me in high school. Anyway, it's hard. See, I don't like to, but we'll see. Let's give it. It's hard to know you're successful. It's hard for me to know that I'm successful anymore because I don't have a husband who gets mad at me. Oh. If I don't introduce him. Okay, that was my joke. It's hard to write jokes. I see why people take classes and stuff. Because the idea was, I was realizing all these times just sitting by myself during this year of being a single mother and like I'd sit there and be like, oh my God, I don't even know if I'm doing really well. Because normally I'd know, well, I wasn't doing well, obviously. But if things were looking good, that the matter, whoever I was with would get at me. Because, and anyway, I think it's already been in there. It was explained. I don't need to go back. I took a special heart scan test. It's like a special procedure I got done that tells you if within the next 5 years you're going to have a heart attack. And I got the results back, and I'm having a heart attack tonight. I thought that was funny. Okay. Oh, then I put down joke. Every joke should end with a good thing I did, not a punchline. Just like keep setting it up and then ending with like, and then I volunteered. Or like I set up and then I told her that I do care about her because it's good to know at least one person loves you. And just do a whole set like that. I guess that'd be like church. this is my son. He's not gay or black, so he's no son of mine. Oh, I just wrote that down because I was thinking about how I was disappointed that I had a white son. I've been painting because that's what middle-aged, you know what, I'll do it with more. I'm sorry to do it so bland. I mean, I've been painting because that's what middle-aged ladies do, obviously. Middle-aged single ladies do that. And my cat suggested that I do it. Yeah, see, I'm not good at this as much. And I don't mind this, by the way. I don't mind feedback like that of silence because it's how I'm learning so much. And I do love to learn and take risks. So it was either this or belly dancing. So then I was going to, what do you do again when I'm done? You say, okay, Lawrence, good to see you, right? Or something like that. There's no light.
Yeah.
No
Right,
light.
Beth?
No light. There's no
Okay,
light.
There's no light. Okay, just someone's gonna be like, well, that's great, Lauren. So how's your set? Something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty pics. I'm scared to look at my phone right now because Alec has sent me one too. I thought that I was the only victim. He sent me a dirty, this isn't on my list, believe, I mean, it will be later, obviously. I'll see how it goes, but he sent me one, but I didn't know it was coming, so to speak. It was sort of out of nowhere. Like I was I'm sure I was like, well, Leo, sometimes I'm sad too. And I miss my friends.
It wasn't that dirty.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? All I know is that the longer I go not getting laid, and it's going on like years, it's going on years. Okay. Like that's more than one. I don't know if I want to, and the longer that goes, the more prudish I get. And my friends will even say, some friend was like, oh my God, my husband's gotten so fit. It's almost gross. I almost don't want to have sex with him. And I was like, oh God, I don't want to hear about that. Like I get so like, ooh, because of how much I'm so like, Molly Shan, because I'm secretly. So now I saw that, I forget what it was, but there was no, you didn't say like, hey, how are you doing? Happy holidays. And then you sent like it was.
No, it was a guy. It was a slapstick video of a guy falling downstairs, and he falls, and a flute goes up in the air and lands in his butthole, and it goes.
Okay. I am so, listen, you can't get me off that porn. I love me some fucking, I'm not even kidding. And if you're not shitting on a plate and offering it to me, oh fucking yeah, I can't, you know what I mean? I'm out there. But I remember thinking, oh, Alec, I don't hear from him that much. Oh, he sent me a little video. And because it was a surprise, obviously that was I couldn't get over the, like, all of a sudden there was an app and I was like, whoa. And then the part we were supposed to laugh at, I was still like, oh my God. Like it was exciting and it was confusing, but then I didn't get any. So I thought, I don't think I responded right. I should have been like, fuck yeah, man, put me on the chain. I don't mind them. I'm sounding like such a middle-aged woman who doesn't get laid. I'm so like, oh, I don't mind. I love laughter and I love sexuality. I'm fucking sad. I have a pig trump. I've been thinking about lying. Okay, never mind. I was doing a lot of painting over the quarantine, this time period, the global pandemic. And I was going to do this is too much setup. That's the whole thing with jokes, right? You want to get to it quicker. I was going to do a cut of meat, like the butchers do those graphs of the, meat cuts is what I was going to do that. And then have different parts of the pig be where they hold their trauma. Like instead of like, this is the loin, or it'd be like the title would be where pigs hold their trauma. And then I would have different traumas in different parts of the pig's body, that I would fill in. Or it's something, I guess it could be something for children, it'd be like, this is your body and you fill in where you're holding your traumas. That's not funny or useful. Never mind. But this pig trauma thing, I wrote down I was trying to brainstorm different traumas that I could use to put on the different cuts of the pig. Does this just seem like mental illness right now? Does it make sense?
It makes sense. I just can't believe we've had a second mention of butchers in tonight's show. I think it's kind of crazy.
Oh my God. And you know what? I'm getting, somebody's here who's got a message. His name starts, I've got a B. There's a B. Does anybody, is this speaking to anybody? Does anybody got a B? Does anybody have an electrical outlet? Is there anybody out there with electrical outlets? Because there's somebody here whose name starts with B, who's talking to someone who has electrical outlets in their home. And he wants to tell you, do not, and it's so important. And they're crying right now, worried about how much you're plugging into one electrical outlet, how dangerous that is. Please unplug some of that. So if that spoke to anybody, good. I'm just a vehicle. I'm just a medium. You know what I mean? I'm just there to help. I feel like I should end on that unless that's too short.
No, you're good. You're good. It's.
I'm not gonna list my traumas.
No.
The traumas are no. You don't have to say it like that. Like you really don't want me to.
No, I'm just going with you.
One trauma. One trauma.
I know. I'm totally kidding. I'll give you one trauma. And they're all very short. I wasn't going to go into them.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. You know what? I haven't had the easiest time. This isn't like, so I'm just kidding. I didn't go to Tuscany. You got that right, that I never went to Tuscany? That was a joke? But I've been in my small apartment in Santa Monica with screaming homeless people right outside and bless their hearts, they're on such a journey. Okay, one big trauma. I was moved out I'm gonna read you 5 really quick. There's really short. Sure. Tried to get into a bar and was told good personality, but no. Was mooed at in the high school hallway. I met Matt Tucker, stole control top underwear, made Jon Stewart mad, harassed a fan at bar class, had lunch with my sister at her place. My sister would be like, what do you mean I'm on the list? And I'm like, go look at your dining room table, hoarder. Nothing wrong with hoarding. That's the message I wanted to say. Thank you. And I love you guys.
We love you.
I get really excited that I get to see people, but I feel like I know you're the closest. You're my best friend.
Steak?
What?
How was that birthday steak?
That birthday steak?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I did have a steak. It was delicious. Yeah. But then I had 2 drinks there, and Leo the whole time is my abusive boyfriend. The whole ride home, he was. We were riding our bikes, and I was like, "The stars are so beautiful," and he was like, "Yeah, because you're drunk," and I was like, maybe you're buzz killing me, man. He was really like, how many is that now? Like, oh, you really love that drink. I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't hear rock and roll music.
Our son is exactly the same way. He's so
Really?
judgmental.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, because I was really like, Leo, you're doing this. Like, are you seriously worried that I have a problem? Because I feel a little bit like, you're asleep most of the times, right? You don't know that I'm doing that. But good. That's good to hear. That means they're good kids. They're good
kids. Tracking their
it.
parents. Thank you, honey. It was
Right.
great
Yes,
to see
thank
you.
you.
And
You too.
congratulations for an hour and a half on Mondays. And I can't wait to hear
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. He'll be learning, and I'm just gonna wait for him on the sidewalk. I'm still here, but I just wait. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
See you soon. Love you. Bye. This brings us to Mitch Kaplan with some Kyoto. So pretty, and I think everybody knows what it means, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God is right.
Oh my God. Where are you?
We're all among friends here, right?
Yeah.
I love Kyoto. Hey, Leo. I love Kyoto so much, and I love the way Mitch plays it the most.
Oh,
no Grammys for Phoebe tonight. Her godfather was like, Shamika was too supportive. Listen to the Fiona record. You'll get the joke then. Anyway, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. This was a practice Grammys. We're framing it as a practice Grammy.
Oh, I like that.
I got my makeup done. I'm not going to waste it. So get ready to see me walking around town like Delta Dawn tomorrow morning. I'm not taking off this fucking makeup.
You look amazing. You always look amazing, but this is and next level.
I wouldn't let any of my loving friends help me. And then at the last minute, I called a friend. I was like, okay, I kind of do need help. So I'm wearing a Ryan Roche silk shirt dress with pearl buttons. And then my friends, Mel and Joe Rohde, gave me this little skull so that I could be on point, on theme with my team. Jackson and Phoebe were both wearing his and hers Tom Brown outfits. Oh yeah, Jackson wants to show you.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jackson
It's
would
hard
like
to see because it's black on black, but
the stitching is just amazing. Jackson now understands why people get such a hard on for couture.
Is it the Tom Brown pants where it's floods, like short pants?
I was actually wearing a skirt under this.
A masculine skirt.
I want to see. I want to see.
I'm not
Show
wearing
us
it
the
right
skirt.
now.
They barely let him bring the
Yeah.
jacket for Uncabaret. Phoebe's manager was like, "Does Jackson know he can't keep the suit?" And
I
Jackson's
asked
like,
and he was like, I don't know.
Jackson's sneaking out with the suit. And Jackson was like, "So did Tom Brown design it or did he sew it?" And so we had a huge, we did a deep dive about couture and what it means to build something and build a costume. Anyway, the stitching is legit to die for. Phoebe looked great. Jackson looked amazing. Was a good date. He got his hair done.
Beautiful.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's too bad it wasn't a beauty contest because we would have all 4 of those fucking Grammys. Anyway, but you know what? Yes, there's enough love and acknowledgement to go around. But I don't know if I can do this again. You know what I mean? Jackson's like, okay, well, next year, Phoebe, can I go with you? Phoebe's like, I don't know if I'm going to have a record next year. He's like, you'll do it. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. When we were leaving Phoebe, we were like, you'll get it. You'll figure out how to win one next time. I don't want to waste this. I'm afraid of what's going to happen when I take off my Spanx. It's a lot of Spanx, a lot of layers of Spanx, just a lot. But nice, because I would hate for a big gust of wind to blow my big Mama Cass. And anyway, it's working out. I was berating myself a lot. I was berating myself because I didn't feel great about my weight, which, even though not for everyone, it's not true for everyone, but for me personally, it's an external manifestation of some bad choices. I've made some mistakes. I've eaten a lot of my mistakes in bed in the middle of the night. I got Baskin-Robbins to Postmate to me just because it gave me a sense of power. And that was last week. That was after I was like, oh God, I got to get it together. You know what I mean? Whatever. And then I realized I've been treating my body like a rental car. I've been like, oh, fuck it. What difference does it make? It's just the rental car. And then I'm like, no, Jamie, your body is a lease. I got to treat it like a lease. I got to treat it like, ooh, I got to turn it in a minute and I want it to be really great. So I'm going to work on that. I didn't really because it's COVID and bullshit, they interviewed me on the red carpet.
Yeah.
And my big soundbite of the night was, indeed, I have done my time at Denny's. Because the lady was so sweet. She was looking at her notes and, they do I didn't know how much goes into it before they actually start asking you questions. They always make it seem on the red carpet like they're like, oh, Beth, come here. I want to talk to you about what you're wearing. No, There's like a full, like 5 minutes at least before that, where they're like, I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to talk about that, then we're going to talk about this, then I'm asking, okay, we're going to keep it like that. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And so I'm waiting kind of off to the side. And the lady goes, she's like, oh, you wrote a record. Looks like you wrote and you smashed your guitar on SNL. Like, she didn't really know who Phoebe was, I thought. And the minute the cameras start rolling, she was like, get your mom on here. I think it's cute. You guys have a great relationship, you and your mom. Jackson was the red carpet date. And I got called on, and I'm like, okay, fine. And she goes, and Phoebe had the mic, and she goes, I mean, my mom used to drive me to places all the time. She was really supportive. I mean, she spent a lot of time at Denny's. I was like, I did spend a lot of time at Denny's. And I mean, Beth knows that there was a night that I was at the Denny's at Gower on Sunset. Everybody knows that Denny's. It was like 2 a.m. and I was sitting in the corner, and the guy came up to me and he was like, do you want the usual? And I was like, ay. Do I have a usual? And he was like, yeah, patty melt, fries, and a Coke. And I was like, so then I started going to a different Denny's. It just, sometimes it's nice to be seen and sometimes it's not. Like, if you're a Denny's waiter or waitress, like, keep that shit to yourself. Do you want your usual? Oh, it feels so good that you know that I'm always here at 2 a.m. That just didn't feel great. Oh, okay. So I did see a lot of really famous musicians, like, from afar. And I will say that in the the Gooby waiting gallery where they put everybody who's not, on camera, they put us in a little waiting gallery. And when Megan Thee Stallion walked by, I was like beside myself because she looked gorgeous. Lizzo looked gorgeous. The TIIMES sisters looked so cute. Everybody was having the time. It was very fun. And Doja Cat was wearing this costume that was like molting all over the red carpet. So I feel like we can scrapbook this for sure. But it was so like Logan's Run. I mean, a lot of you guys have probably done stuff like that before, but like it was all cordoned off and everything was blocked off. So at one point I said, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And they're like, ooh.
A lot of people were watching when she took that, by the way.
I was wondering.
Valid. It's historically significant. Did they look at me like I was a crazy person? Probably.
Phoebe did, but I don't think anyone else really did.
Well, Phoebe had 4 reasons to be a little bit peevish tonight. So anyway, we told Phoebe that we love her, even though she's a 4-time Grammy loser. We're still going to be here for her. We're still going to support her.
She said the one thing she was worried about was people saying like, I'm sorry that you lost. Like,
right. Don't say that. Be like, you didn't need it. You didn't deserve it. It wasn't for you. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I would never do that though. Who's going to say that?
Well, that's what I said immediately after.
Oh, you said, I'm sorry. Oh,
well, after she told me that as a joke,
Oh, that's different. They're still fine. Jackson's like page 4 of Vogue online right now.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and what's funny is he didn't know if he was supposed to smile because Phoebe said, I want us to have resting bitch face the whole red carpet. So Jackson committed because he's a good-hearted guy. And then they were like, could we get a smile? And Phoebe like lights up and Jackson's like.
Well, the photo they used was like halfway between before they told me to smile. So
Jackson's face is like.
It was, yeah.
Is it okay to smile? You still look super cute.
So cute. So cute.
He looks really cute.
His modeling career is just about to take off. That's all happening
Dude,
tomorrow.
it's all happening.
That's all happening
And
tomorrow.
and he, you know,
I
he
think
has
you
a
are
little
going to have to
taste for
show the
fashion.
skirt. But what, can we
the
show the
skirt's
skirt?
back at Phoebe's house.
Oh, I see.
Jackson was barely able to rip this jacket away. I mean, like, it's not his jacket. It's not his skirt. Like, he had these amazing shoes. It was a full thing. And at one point, you could see Jackson got a little buzzed, and he was like, just from the fashion. And he goes, "Do we get to keep these?" And Phoebe's manager was like, "I don't know." Anyway, but Jackson's gonna have fun. It's a little steampunk.
Mm-hmm.
It actually.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do it again.
unbuttons like
He wants to
this.
show more about it. Yeah, it's got like you.
Divides in half.
Oh yeah, you can see the stitching. I mean, it's like, you know, there's a reason.
Did you hear
there's
that
a
Elton
difference.
John is gonna slap somebody?
I know. I mean, come on. Phoebe's so winning in so many ways. I wanted a trophy.
Yeah.
I wanted a trophy just as an archive. I just wanted a thing. It would be too good though. It'd be too good. She'd get a big head. We wouldn't be able to stand her. I think I think it's going to work out the way it is. I think it's better. Right. She'd get a big head.
Probably.
It wouldn't be worth it. And I'd probably have to get my makeup done all the time because people would be like, "Jamie." And it was funny because as soon as I got my makeup done, like, it took forever. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. Okay. The glam ladies, I don't know how you do it. It took forever. And the minute I left the place, I was like, "Hi." Hi. Like, everybody that walked by me, I was like, "Hi." Like, you just don't know what my story is. And I was waving at people at the Grammy red carpet, and they were waving back. They probably thought I was insane. But, like, you know what I mean? When you see somebody you know, or you know who they are, and you're like, "Great record." It was weird. There were no snacks. Like, no snacks. So I had peanut M&Ms in my bag. But overall, I mean, I can't wait for it not to be a COVID Grammys. That's gonna be great. I really don't have any jokes about it. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy it's over. I think that it's not right to have the Grammys on daylight savings time day.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't sleep last night anyway. I'm sure Phoebe slept, but I couldn't sleep. And so then you wake up and you're like, and then you wake up and you're like, "Oh, good, there's math to do all day long." Every timepiece I look at, I get to do a little bit of math, just a little bit, all day long. But I am grateful to my friends who helped me get dressed and helped me pick out my stuff. And I'm extra grateful for the friends who I wouldn't let help me. I told everybody who was going to be too nice to me to stay away. And so my friend Gwen came over and really laid it. She was great because I would try something on and she'd go, "Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no." I just didn't want anybody to be like, "How do you feel in it? Do you feel pretty in it?" What do you think overall, Jackson?
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun. You look really Slytherin-y.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's got some steampunk energy going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking it off.
No.
I think we've got that guy now. I think we accidentally, like, you know what I mean? Like, we opened the wrong door. Now we've got, this is what's happening here.
But they made these for Jamie and Jackson, for Phoebe and Jackson.
Well, Tom Brown, the skeleton dress that she wore,
Yeah.
I think is actually at the Met. Like,
it was
it's a
previously
famous
there.
dress
It was just a their thing.
that Phoebe asked for.
Oh.
And because she's so groovy, apparently, they were like, "Sure." And so they did fittings. And then she goes, "I want my brother to wear the men's version." And there's this, I mean, the men's version is actually kind of amazing because it's got all kinds of layers and stuff. And, oh, here we go.
And they said no?
No, they did it all.
Oh, okay.
No, they did it all. Maxine's just peeved because she thought she was going home with Megan Thee Stallion. But she just had to come back with us. But you know what I mean? Like Megan Thee Stallion's so sweet. And she took her grandmother to the Grammys.
Yeah.
So you win. I mean, you definitely win. You win if you take your grandma.
Yeah.
It was great. It was exhausting, and I'm not complaining at all, but it's definitely, you know, would I be tired if she'd won one and I could show it to you? No. I wouldn't be tired at all. So she better write some more songs.
She better write some more songs and do another album. She can't take 3 more years. She keeps saying it takes her 3 years to write a song. That's not acceptable.
And, you know, Shamika, keep it to yourself, Shamika.
All right, well, so we're going to see you at the after party in just a moment or two.
Does everybody see the limited edition Phoebe Bridgers shirt on Lauren Weedman?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Lauren Weedman, she cuts the sleeves off of it because she has such cute arms.
No, since she didn't win, I'm cutting a piece of it every day.
Oh, I see.
I don't fucking care anymore. It's a big
ritual.
letdown for Leo and I.
Okay. Well, tell Leo that some of the shirts are for him.
No, they're not. I think that's such a nobody. I thank God she didn't win. I tell you, secret. I do think when you win something, it fucks with you. It fucks with your work a little bit. So I really think that I believe that. I think it's always like, yay if you do, and then like, good, you get to keep like, it's good. Anyway, nobody asked me. I'll tell you later. I'm moving to Tuscany.
I think what Lauren is saying is that everything is unfolding in divine and perfect order.
Of course it is.
Of course. Can we just say a moment on merch, because I was so excited that you're actually here. We actually have some new merch in the store. We have some springtime colors. We have Love is Love t-shirts. We have Sunday Kind of Love. We actually have some new cards. We have condolence cards because I wanted to be sending them. And I know that might be, so check out the store. The link is in the...
You have condolence cards?
Yeah, because I've been writing so much, like, may their memory be always a blessing. And there's so many people. I just wanted to be sending cards. And as long as I was going to make them, I put them in the store. Angela and I
did not expect you to say that.
I know. I almost didn't say it, but then I thought, well, I don't know. I won't,
Okay.
It's a moment. We're living in this time.
I get it.
And then we've got funny stuff too.
I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm hilarious.
We need to have Phoebe Bridgers' mom merch. You need to be writing that. We need to talk to Angela about that.
I'm sort of famous. I'm sort of a big deal right now.
You are. I mean, you've put your time in Denny's after. Maybe that's the t-shirt. That's the t-shirt.
I've certainly put my time in at Denny's.
Yes. That's it.
I mean, that's just italicizing the subtext. Yeah.
Well, we'll hear more. And Jackson, you look just so luxurious. Let's say that. Yes. Thank you all for being here at this very vibrant and slightly wild version. It's been a crazy year, but Isaac Mizrahi, Julia Sweeney, Alex Edelman, Lauren Weedman, Jamie Bridgers, Jackson Bridgers. Thank you to Emily and to Joseph, the band. Oh my God, Louis and Chris and Denise, you turned it out tonight. Thank you so much, Mitch. Happy birthday. I love you. And